they had ranked hardcore Super Fiesta. No.
Right.
That can stay social. Doesn't need to be ranked.
Right. Bring your wings out kind of deal or whatever, you know. Hey, I'm the champion, freaking free for all. You know what? Because that can be toxic. But I can also be very fun loving and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
And the ladies, they like to milk too. I say 8's at 7 o'clock. We're not starting 8's till like 8 o'clock. We're sitting there doing a warm up for like an hour. I can say that guys do the same thing. Guys do this. I kind of just started reaching out, whether it was on Twitter, whether it was on Twitch, whether I even went on Halo Waypoint and I started grabbing girls, following girls, adding girls, and that's when I started holding 8's.
I'm just saying that you have so much potential. Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's your boy Worm. Today's guest on the podcast is Veronica. You know her, you love her. We talk Halo, we talk streaming, and we talk servers. And much, much more. Roll the tape, guys. Roll it. All right, welcome everyone. Welcome. We have the amazing Veronica in the house today, okay? This lady I actually look up to, like top 3 in my freaking says as far as female streamers and all that stuff. I've checked out many of female streamers, and I have to say she's the most professional and actually fun-loving streamers out there. I reference her as a mini freaking Queen. Okay, a lot of people know Queen, the partner streamer and all that stuff. Halo, she's amazing as well. Freaking, she's like the mini version. Literally mini version. She doesn't take no shit from nobody, but at the same time she loves to have a freaking good time and all that stuff. Other than that, with no further ado, thank you Veronica for coming. How are you doing today?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Hey, again, I appreciate you for doing this. Like I seriously, like I don't really talk a lot in your streams, but I do hang out and all that stuff, and like with the way you play the game and everything, like it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
And all right. You know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Halo. We're going to talk about Halo. We're going to have a good old time and all that stuff. All right. What's your feelings of the state of Halo right now?
The current state of Halo? I mean, it's been a weird place. It's been a weird time. We haven't had a new Halo for going on 6 years. And you have the people who love Halo 5, and you have the people who don't love Halo 5, and the people who don't love Halo 4, and who haven't really loved Halo for a while. So, and now we're also divided between MCC on PC. They did bring the console crossplay together, so that's good. But then you have MCC on PC, you have Halo 5 on Xbox. You know, MCC is kind of getting a lot of content. Halo 5's, you know, not so much. So it's been a weird, very split last few years. You had people who were playing Reach, people playing Halo 3.
Halo 4 as well, all that
Halo
stuff.
4
with the new
we had
coming out.
Yeah, we have Halo 4 for the new tourney. There's been tournaments for all the different titles, so it's been hard because it's great that we're coming to the PC audience and kind of prepping for Infinite, but it's just also been hard because the community is just split between different titles, and I think a lot of people are just really ready for a new Halo.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Honestly, I feel like Halo 5's being left in the dirt.
I agree.
Compared to like MCC, even though like the one thing is with MCC, it does give you the wide variety of different game types and all that stuff that you can play with, which is why I feel like yeah, all right, play with MCC, okay, but also, hey, how about you bring H5 into MCC? It's old enough and all that stuff. Why not to go ahead and add it in? You know, add it in. They got Forge in there right now, but like add in some more stuff. Since you're not going to worry about the servers, especially.
Right.
For H5, like bring it into MCC so that it helps the community, because honestly, lately I have not been wanting to play H5. If I do play H5, it's like maybe an hour, if that, you know. And I used to play it for hours, but it's like sometimes it's just like I know I'm a trash player, you know, compared to you and some of these other people, but dang, like. Come on, like we need good servers so that people can actually play the game and enjoy the game.
I agree. And I think a lot of people feel that way. a lot of people would love Halo 5 on PC. People love being able to play the customs and Forge as it is. If it was integrated, it'd be nice. And I know they had, from what I've heard, they had the people working on Infinite, the people working on MCC, so they've kind of just left Halo 5 where it is. We haven't seen, in terms of like weapon skins, emblems, any maps. We haven't seen anything that in a while. And to be honest, I don't think a lot of people at this point are asking for that. For me personally, I don't care if you added new maps, added forge maps, did any of that. I think we just want the servers to be good. And when the servers are good, the game is fun. But when the servers are so inconsistent, it really just creates kind of like, it's just a not fun experience. And I think a lot of people have stuck around on Halo 5 for honestly long enough, like given through all that. I mean, people have been playing tourneys for money with these awful servers. And it kind of sucks, and it's you know, a little unacceptable in my opinion. Like, just fix the servers. I think that's all we're asking. To hold us over until infinite. I mean,
Yeah,
at the very least.
I mean, it's like for me, like, okay, all right, like, you know, like apparently they're bringing free for all back. I don't know for sure about that or whatever,
I don't know
but
why it went away in the first place when we had the free
exactly.
for all tournaments, sponsored free for all tournament, $25,000 big tournament, but let's get rid of the free for all playlist. It just makes no sense.
Right, right. And it's like they're bringing that back. All right, it's cool, awesome. Like I don't play a whole lot of free for all myself, but like when I feel like it, I want it there. You know, I don't like Husky Raid. I don't like, even though I know that's in the social playlist. They did have it in ranked a while back ago, and all that stuff. And it's like, dude, like I don't like. For me, I don't like Husky Raid. All right, and all. I was actually at a stream last night and all that stuff, and the guy was playing it and all that stuff and all. And I'm just like sitting here, like, give me my free for all. Let me have that and all that stuff. Because honestly, for me, like that helps me as a gamer and all that stuff. Because like I don't know what your warm ups are, but my warm ups was always like, let me play a little bit of Slayer, you know, quick play, whatever. And then I would go into free for all to get my awareness, build the map a little bit better, and all that stuff. Get in the SWAT to remember the spawns and all that stuff, and then get into freaking TA. And then get into TA and freaking try to dominate as much as possible in TA. Because let's be honest, TA is the freaking biggest thing out there as far as difficulty and skill to play. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, I think free for all, a lot of people use it either as a warm up or like sometimes they don't, you know, their group's not on or it's just them. They just want to play alone. And free for all is a really good area to also like hone your skills as well. And you know, I know there are some people, some streamers that like to just play free for all a lot, and then they take
Yep.
it away, and it's just kind of, you know, it's unfortunate. And yeah, they've had like ranked they had ranked hardcore super fiesta. No, no,
Right.
that can stay social. Doesn't need to be ranked. And
Right.
I don't know. I just think it's a staple playlist. And especially like in this where we are in the lifetime of Halo 5, leave it there. We have this huge tournament and it's gone. Makes no sense.
Right. And especially with the new tournaments coming up and all free for all and all that stuff and all, like allowing people to be able to warm up properly and all that stuff, because not everybody can get that
Right. They
party
can't get to
going
lobbies.
and
Yeah.
all
Like
that stuff. It's like I see it all the time on Twitter where you're trying to just get a ladies lobby freaking set up, and it's seems like sometimes it's a little hard for you even just to get that going, you know. And imagine like an actual complete free for all, you know, all that stuff, and it's like, dude, like, come on, get like keep it in, you know. There's a lot of people that actually quit playing H5 because there was no free for all anymore. You
right.
know what I mean? Like there was like that was the only thing that they wanted to play, and all was that, and all and all. I guess it's, you know, a good talking point, a good freaking bring your wings out kind of deal or whatever. You know, hey, I'm the champion, freaking free for all. You know what? You know, honestly, like if you're a champion free for all, you know, you definitely have to be good. You know, and all that stuff. Not, you know, you can get champion Slayer, you can get champion SWAT, and all. Not trying to downplay them at all too terribly much, but like it's really hard to get champion and free for all. I think compared to those two, you know. So it needs to come back and it needs to be permanent, you know.
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
All right. So you
Yep.
stream on a regular. You mostly do well. In the past, you were mostly doing freaking H5 and all that stuff. You've been venturing out on getting into other games and all that stuff, mostly because just want to play with friends and stuff like that. And all I think, what really got you into streaming in the first place?
I would say I most consistently streamed with Halo 5. I've put the stream on a little bit with back when MCC first came out with H2A, but back then I didn't have a PC set up and I just used the Twitch app on the Xbox, which really wasn't good back then. You couldn't adjust anything. You couldn't even hear your teammates in party chat. Um, and I used to have issues when I was first streaming, even at the beginning of Halo 5, when I would get big hosts, actually. I actually hosted one time for like 600 people, but the stream would go black. And it wasn't anything on my end. It was the app's end, and there was nothing I could do. So that's where I first started. Really, I don't know. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to get to know people. I want to put my gameplay out there. I want to put myself out there. I love when people come to the chat. I love talking, interacting. I don't always like. I haven't really done like a community night or anything in a while. I don't mind playing with people. I mean, I usually do stick with my groups, or I'm doing. In the past, I've done like tournaments and things like that. But I do love interacting with people. I love talking to people. And I like putting myself out there. It's fun, you know? And whether it's, with Halo 5, yeah, I like to try to show off my gameplay. I love doing the tournaments. I love doing the ladies tournaments on stream, the 8s, any tournament really. It's really nice seeing the people in there supporting and like kind of watching and being on this like journey with you. I do enjoy streaming other games as well. Halo 5 or Halo has just kind of been like I'm a competitive person, and once I got
Yeah, you
into
definitely are. I love it. I
um
love it.
once I got into Halo, like it just kind of like took over everything for me. I used to play all kinds of games before Halo. I used to play all kinds of games, and I still like that. And like streaming Resident Evil and things, I love interacting with people from those communities. I've streamed Minecraft, and you get to meet all kinds of different people. Which that's another great part about streaming.
Yeah, you're
I
not
stream
stuck to one game if you don't want to be stuck to one game and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and you like and venturing out to other games too. It is nice because like I said, I get to meet people from different parts of the community or different parts of the gaming communities. Some people, like they would probably never watch my Halo stream, but they'll watch me play Resident Evil, and that's great and that's cool, and I get to learn about them. But obviously, Halo is really what got me into it. I just really wanted to put myself out there, and yeah, I like streaming.
I,
Fun.
I have to agree with you. It's like for me, I've said this before. Um, you know, I kind of started streaming because I got tired of playing by myself and having nobody to really talk to and all that stuff. So like I got to know a couple people offline and all, but then freaking a couple people actually. My friend Lou, freaking Eskimo Lou, now is his actual Twitch name, but I've started playing with him, having a good time with him, playing on PUBG and all that stuff. And he was like, "Hey, you seem to be a funny guy, easy going, blah, blah, blah. You should start streaming." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know about that too terribly much." He was like, "Yeah, but you're going to be able to meet a lot of different people, be able to play with different people and all that stuff." And I was like, I do like talking to different people. I do like, having a good time. Acting a fool mostly, but I do like it and all, and I do have that competitive nature in me, not as strong as yours and all that stuff because you kill me in a heartbeat. But I do have that competitiveness and all that stuff. So it's like getting into streaming was like a whole new realm for me, and I've gotten to know so many people such as yourself and so many different ways and all, and it's like I feel like I never would have had this if I didn't ever start, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I really I have to kudos to freaking Lou, I gotta say, is freaking for even getting me to start, because I've got to meet people like you and so many others, because and I truly love like all right, Halo wise, all right. I played Halo a long time ago when it first came out, H5, okay, H5 wise, and all that stuff, like long time ago, and all that stuff. I originally started on Reach, and then I played a little bit of H4, and then I got on H5. And H5 when it first came out, it was so broken and all that stuff. I left it. But at the same time, I've always loved freaking the Halo community and all that stuff, and the way Halo is, the game itself, and all that stuff. So like when I was playing PUBG, Battlefield 1, and all these other games, like I was always like, man, I'm really itching to play Halo again and all that stuff. So I ended up re-downloading and all that stuff, H5, and like a few years ago. I mean, I've been only streaming for like 3 years, maybe a little less, and all that stuff. And I think I got back into Halo maybe 2 years ago, and like ever since then, meeting so many different people and all that stuff, it's amazing, And the thing is it really is a different community because you have your toxic community, you have your fun loving community, and then you got your in betweens. And I like to try to consider myself a little bit in between because I can be toxic, but I can also be very fun loving and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And all that stuff. So like the couple of times like people have been in my streams in the past, and like when I flipped the script, freaking going from freaking that fun loving cool dude to like, hey, shut the fuck up, you stupid asshole, that kind of deal. People are like, whoa, like and you can do that too, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. And that I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy watching your streams and all this, because like I sometimes I'm always waiting to see when you flip the script on people, like I like you just like shut the fuck up or whatever. You say it very much more politely. You do and all that stuff, but it's pretty much shut the fuck up, stop that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I mean, a lot of times, like, I mean, I'm a very playful, joking person. I have a big sense of humor. I'm very sarcastic. And people I'm close with, I play around with. So there's sometimes someone might come to my stream. I mean, I've had that before where someone comes to my stream, they think I'm legitimately being mean. I'm probably not. But if someone is like, shut the fuck up. When it comes to like people coming in my stream and like, saying things, I'll play around with the trolls and I'll joke around with them, and unless it gets real legit serious, usually they end up being chill and having fun or whatever. And then of course if I'm with my best buddy Dreamy Dream, she's even more, she brings it out in me because she is just full of sass. She doesn't care. She will say what she wants, and little duo together.
Yeah. Like I've been in there a couple of different times when you got Dreamy Dream in there and all that stuff. And man, she's got your back. Like she'll say stuff before you even realize what the hell's going on, and all that stuff. And it's like she's like your boss bitch kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like she just like don't mess with her. And you're like, what's going on? And then you finally read chat or something like that, and you're like, okay, what she said.
Yeah, she always, we both joke around. We both joke around with our buddies. If someone's really coming at me, she's the first person to like, nah.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, I love it. I need to start popping in her streams a little bit more and all. I've popped in a couple of different times. I won't lie, I don't follow necessarily her, and I actually don't follow a lot of people that I pop in the streams and all that stuff. It's like I was just talking about Queen. Technically, I don't follow her. Now, it's nothing against her or anything like that and all, but it's just like there's if you're not on during the time that I'm normally on, or when I get off and you're not on, that kind of deal. Well, personally, for me, it's like, why am I going to follow you if I'm never going to be in your stream? You know what I mean? And all that stuff. Nothing against anybody. It's not saying there's any problems with it or anything like that. But if I'm never going to be in your stream or be able to watch your stream, even though I might adore you and all that stuff, why am I going to bother following? Because I the notifications, this, that, and that, whatever, and all that stuff, and all. It's nothing against anybody. It's just it's hard. It's like I finally like Queen. I was talking. I keep on talking about her, but I was finally in her stream freaking last night, and it was only because I was so drunk I couldn't freaking go to sleep yet. You know?
Well, if you do tune in, she usually streams Friday through Sunday, like pretty nonstop. If you, she's usually a weekender.
Yeah.
You might see some evening streams from her during the week, but you could catch her at almost any time, literally Friday through Sunday. She
That's
like binges.
probably the reason why. It's because like I tend to like not be in anybody's streams at all unless it's Sunday and all
Okay.
that stuff on the weekends. That's probably the reason why then.
And last night she streamed later than she normally does on Sunday. Usually she ends a little bit earlier on Sundays. So that might be a reason
Yeah,
too.
that's probably the reason why. That's probably the reason why and all that stuff. Because like most of the time on the weekends, I might pop in somebody's stream sometimes, but I don't really, I don't make it an effort and all that stuff. And there's that, I always do the thing of like I go through the browser, the Halo browser, and I just like go through different little streams and all that stuff. You know me with the whole freaking gifting freaking subs and stuff to random people that I don't even know or whatever. But
right.
I did a little bit of that last night. But I'll just go through the browser. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. This person's got a face cam. This person's got little things going, whatever, and that kind of deal. And then I'll pop in the stream and all. And almost anytime that I ever see her on, like I try to pop in there. I don't really say a whole lot. I just watch because I like to see her freaking put the men in their places. Honestly. Because she does. She like, oh my gosh. And you do the same thing though. Like when and like it's like how difficult is it just to get a bunch of women to play together compared to men? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think the difference there is population ratio. It's actually this, despite what you see on Twitter of me trying to gather people, it's actually much, much easier than it used to be when I first started doing it.
Right.
And when I first started was when MCC was first coming out, and what initiated that was at the time Bittersweet was trying to do an all-female team for LAN events, and she did tryouts on Halo 3 only before MCC was out because we didn't really know what to really practice on. So I didn't get picked, which was fine, but I decided, I wanted to try to make my own female team, which is where I met a good friend, Christine Exo Domino of mine. And then we were trying out for girls for teams, and it was hard finding people that had similar mindsets as us, or that clicked with us. And I said,
same
there has to
schedule
be,
as well too.
yeah, and like there has to be more girls out there, and I believe there has to be more girls. So I kind of just started reaching out, whether it was on Twitter, whether it was on Twitch, whether I even went on Halo Waypoint, and I started grabbing girls, following girls, adding girls, and that's when I started holding eights. And back then, I mean, I would have to really schedule in advance. I'd have to plan this like a month out to and tag people all the time. It was a lot harder. But as the years go by, I mean, I've kind of grown my collection of the ladies, and there are more now that also game as well, but I've kind of pulled them out of the woodwork, and there's been points where we would get eights multiple times a week. It just kind of depends. It's not something I always do. I've had Lady Akinna Jen. She did start hosting some of her own on Thursdays, but it's hard. There's other things we like to do. Sometimes I like to play with different groups, or other things get in the way, and it's a matter of scheduling it. If I tried, I probably could get them several nights a week, but would it be easier to get the boys together? I mean, yeah, there's more of them. And the ladies, they like to milk too. I say eights at 7:00. We're not starting eights till like 8:00. We're sitting there doing a warm up for like an hour. I guess anything, guys do the same thing. Guys do the exact same thing.
Oh yeah. Trust me. Like I'm a pleb. All right, I like to consider myself a pleb when it comes to gaming and all that stuff and all. And it's hard for me just to get a couple of like custom matches going with a couple of guys and actually, amazingly enough, I'm actually surprised there's not a whole lot of girls that try to come and play with me or whatever and all that stuff because I'm a trash can. Half of these ladies that you're talking about, Jen and all them, like five shot me easily. It's like, like like they could come in my stream or whatever when I'm doing customs and bully the shit out of me,
Oh,
and
you just gave me a good idea. We'll get a group of us. We'll come bully you.
yeah, exactly, and I take it like a champ, as long as I got me my whiskey in my hand, right? but just having a couple of guys, coming in and playing and having the same schedules and all that stuff and all. I have to say, like for me, my benefit for me lately has been using Discord and all that stuff, and having the community that I have so far, the community that you have so far as well, within Discord has been actually a really great help in trying to lock this stuff down. You know what I mean?
I don't use my I don't really have use my Discord as much. I've thought about that, so that'd be really great to kind of bring people in my stream in there as well. But that's another thing with the ladies too, is not all the girls use Discord and stuff. That kind of makes things hard. Discord's great. I love Discord. I think it's far superior to just simply using a party chat or something like that. And you can kind of create your own little communities in there.
And it's real time.
More than just chatting.
It's mostly real time for the real part. If you think about it, it's mostly real time. Like if you're looking for a reply on somebody or something like that, you can easily communicate through Discord and have a reply within hours and all that stuff. Especially, I mean, obviously, if the person it doesn't have notifications on for that Discord, whatever it is, same thing with Twitch. If you don't have notifications on and that kind of deal and all, like you're not going to see it immediately. But for the most part, the people that are like wanting to play, like your ladies eights and stuff like that and all, that it probably would be a little bit easier than like trying to go through, let's say, Twitter or going through freaking Xbox party chat or whatever, that kind of deal and all. It's Twitter. I kind of feel like Twitter is like the mini Facebook, like where you watch the drama happen, and like either you can be involved or you can just sit back and just have your popcorn and watch, because that's mostly what I do. I have my popcorn and watch, even though I do tend not to follow a lot of people because I don't want to see too much drama, because then that just brings you, honestly, like even though you're not involved in that drama, like it brings you down a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean there's so much just drama and toxicity, and there's so many times where I'm the type of person who has probably typed up 1,000 more things that I've ever actually replied to or sent, because I realize I don't want the notifications. It's not that I have an issue with expressing myself or my opinions or whatever. I can't be bothered.
Don't want to deal with it.
I don't feel like dealing with it. You guys can deal with it. I will sit here and I will remain in my positive energy bubble, and yeah. And I'm really bad about having notifications on. I have notifications off for like everything, which is hard because it's like if people are trying to reach me or like things on Discord, but I can't stand notifications. I can't stand my phone going off like that. Yeah, I could probably set it up better, but Twitter, I don't want to see the notifications. It's just like when you get tagged in a tweet with somebody and they don't untag you and they literally sit there and have a whole conversation and it's not even relevant to me. And I'm just getting 20 notifications and I can't do it.
Right. I agree with you on that. That's the reason why, like, all my especially on my phone and all that stuff, like I'll have all my notifications turned off, right? All of them or whatever. Like even like the mentioned parts, like even in Discord, even in my own Discord, and all that stuff. I have it turned off, but what I try to do is I'll get on periodically if I have the time and all that stuff to get on Twitter, get on Instagram, get on freaking
like check it,
all that stuff, just to see what's going on and all that stuff. It's like I've got a couple people within just my Discord alone that realize I'm not always there, and like they're my generals, you know, like they're my generals. Like, all right, Worm, we know Worm ain't here because he hasn't replied in the last freaking half hour. Hey guys, calm me the fuck down before freaking he comes in, because if he does come in and you haven't calmed down by the time he does, the hammer's gonna fall, you know, and all that stuff and all. So like that's the reason why I kind of like my Discord community so far. All right, so outside of Halo, what is like one of your favorite games to play right now?
Well, um, so in general, well, outside of Halo, my favorite series is Resident Evil, and I recently just beat Resident Evil 7. I got it years ago when it first came out, and the same thing I do. I've bought games, but I buy them. I get so excited. Kingdom Hearts 3, I bought that. Final Fantasy 15, I bought that. Red Dead Redemption 2, I bought that. And they're all great games, but I never finished them because I always play Halo. So I'm like, well, Resident Evil 8's coming out. Village, it looks amazing. It looks great. That's actually my favorite series. Resident Evil is actually where Veronica comes from. My other gamer tag I still have, I just never play on, is Veronica's Virus X, and I base that off of the game Code Veronica X.
Ooh,
So it's actually
okay,
my
all
favorite
right.
series, and it's just so I just kind of changed it to Veronica. So I sat down and I actually beat Resident Evil 7. So once 8 comes out, I'm gonna stream that. Trying to like immediately stream that. That was my goal. There was the remake of 2, and then 7 I had planned on doing on stream. I'm gonna play 8 as soon as that comes out. It's really great to play games when they launch, and that was my plan with the other Resident Evils, like the remake of 2 and 7. But I always play Halo. So Resident Evil, that's what I've been playing. And then as you've seen with my groups of friends, I got into Phasmophobia. Been loving that. And then Devour, that's another game. I've been playing that. So I've
Ooh,
kind of been on a little bit of a horror kick, and that's kind of what I plan to keep doing.
I'm sorry. Like I mentioned, I think the other day in your stream, like I could not do horror movies. I can't, or horror
Or
games,
games.
or even horror movies. Like I just can't get it because I get so involved in a game or a movie and all that stuff. And like, let's say if we're hanging out in a house somewhere or something like that, and we're just watching a movie and you come up walking behind me and just put your hand on my shoulder, I'm gonna jump up like a little bitch and all that stuff, and I'm gonna be like, "What the hell's going on?" You know, like that's just how I am. That's the reason why I could never and all that stuff. Like maybe one of these days for me, maybe it'll be a challenge, you know, that I create for the community, but it'll have to be one of those like high tier freaking challenges, you know,
Yeah.
because like I don't want to play them and all that stuff because it's like Resident Evil. Like I tried playing Resident Evil. I think it was 3. I think it was 3, long time ago, 3 or 4. Actually, no, 4 probably, long time ago, and I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I just could not do it, and all. And it's like, oh, like like why do they like when phobia or phasmophobia came out or whatever it's called, when
Yeah.
that came out and I watched a couple of streams and all that stuff, I'm like just thinking like with my headset, with the Astro headsets that we have and how well they work, you know how many times I'd probably fall out of this freaking chair. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably
Yeah,
fall
yeah.
out of this chair so many times because of like the jump scares that are in that game and all that stuff. And I zombies I don't like too terribly much. All that stuff. It's just like, because I don't know. Maybe it's because of the possibility of like certain games like this or whatever in certain aspects. Like it could kind of happen, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
to an extent, like Resident Evil,
Oh, definitely. I mean, like, yeah,
that could
to
happen.
some degree, yeah, with different viruses and illnesses that exist, with all type of like things they do in science and like chemical engineering, like or genetic like engineering stuff like that. Yeah,
Right.
could potentially happen to some degree, maybe not exactly. Oh, 100%. But I love horror. I love horror movies. I love horror games. Phasmophobia, don't really get too now that we play a lot of it, don't really get too scared anymore. I mean, sometimes it's like it's more like damn, I died. Like last night, I died through a door. I died through a door. Like that kind of
Oh
stuff.
my
But it's fun.
gosh.
I love it. I love the atmosphere. Resident Evil, I love the survival aspect of it. I love having to try to work to, keep my health, keep my supplies, love finding that stuff. It's great. I love all the horror movies. I love scary movies.
Have you ever played Final Fantasy?
Yeah, I put Final Fantasy.
Like that's that game. I know it's not horror or anything like that, but like I played that like pretty much religiously. I think it was 4 or 5 that I did, and I played that for a while. Oh my gosh, it was a lot of fun to play, and all that stuff. Like those kind of like games I like. If it's like a first person non-shooter game, basically in a way, and all that stuff. But that's just me.
Oh no, those games are great.
all
They're
right,
a
all right.
grind.
All right. So, ladies' customs, we kind of already went over like how much of a pain that is and all that stuff. But as far as like major esports, so there, from what my understanding is right now, is that major esports there isn't like a ladies category, okay,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Do you feel that there should be one?
I think for major esports, I think what they have is fine. There are lots of people, there are lots of companies, there are lots of like orgs who love to hold ladies tournaments, and we could talk all day about the pros and the cons of them and people who agree or disagree with them. I think they do exist for a reason. I think that girls really get involved and maybe feel more comfortable gaming and competing than they would. Maybe helps get rid of some nerves. I don't know if I could say like should there be, like a 50K Halo League. But I want to see the girls competing at these lands. I want to see them competing with the guys because I think that over time could we have female pro. We've had female pros in other games.
Yes,
Like
we
it's
have.
possible.
Yes,
There
we
is
have.
nothing. There's nothing in the genetics that can't. I think a lot of it comes down to one, what video games were marketed towards in the first place. Two, females being comfortable to come out of their shell. There were and still are females who don't use mics, who don't use female related gamer tags because they feel uncomfortable, or maybe times they've tried even just gaming with some guys where they don't get that. Not every guy's like that. There are guys who obviously respect
But there's
females
a lot
who
more. There are a lot more freaking toxic freaking males out there that don't want to deal with the freaking female. Period at all. And those are the type of people I don't personally like. Because
and I
guess
think
what? There are a lot of female gamers out there that are really freaking good and all that stuff. And they need that limelight and all that stuff. Because honestly it has been a male dominated sport, just like almost all sports and all that stuff. But I feel that I agree with you. There should not be a separation. Yes, of course. Should you have a female only thing available? Yes, you should definitely do that.
yeah, I'm cool with that.
But as far as like major team sports, do you require a female on that team that may or may not be as good as the next person? I don't feel. I feel that should be based on skill and,
Mhm.
and your abilities to play as a team and that kind of deal. There's a lot of female gamers out there that I feel are great players, great teammates, all that stuff and all that. There shouldn't be a need for there should be a set slot for a
Right.
female player on this team. You know what I'm saying? That was basically the gist of my question.
Oh yeah, and I've seen that like in other sports where it's like these like orgs try to acquire one female or an all female team. And I get, you know what, it is good publicity and stuff like that. But in terms of like actual, competitive, don't it shouldn't be thought about as gender. You get a player that's good for your team. I do, I do like the female tourneys. They're great. We did have FPL, the female pro league. We actually had back in 2017, we did have an all-female Halo League. Could I see that happen again at Infinite? Yes.
Yes, definitely. I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
And I think the end goal though, or what I want to see is I want girls, you know, these major Halo tourneys or any of the I want to see them trying to do that. I want to see them in these free for all tourneys, 1v1 tourneys, online tourneys, cups. I want to see it. And I do think that if enough girls are really putting themselves out there and trying, that we will see more females placing higher. We will see them getting accepted more and moving
And all naturally by merit, all that stuff, not because like, oh, we need a female on the team kind of deal. Like it's all by merit and all that stuff. Because there's a bunch of you guys out there that are putting forth that effort and all, such as yourself, putting forth that effort and all. It's some of the pompous asses that are out there. It's the ones that like a lot of females and all that stuff. I feel need to just ignore them. Just ignore them. Let them go by the wayside. That kind of deal and all that stuff. And keep doing you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And I think, who knows how many potential, like, really talented females have been kind of deterred from the community based on a guy in the past. That's something that really bothered them. And, for me or for certain females, like, I don't let any of that stuff bother me. Like, I'm going to just keep going, keep doing it. Not everybody's that same way. You can't just say, don't let it bother you. However, if you are really passionate, if you feel like you have something to prove, if this is something you're passionate about, then you do have to kind of just stick with it and keep going. And for me, my goal is I just hope that I can help kind of pave the way for more girls to come up. We might see Infinite, okay, new game. There could be some young 12-year-old, 13-year-old girl out there with with the potential. And I think when those girls see us out there putting ourselves out there and doing it, then they're gonna want to do it, and it's just gonna keep.
It's going to be a confidence booster.
It's gonna be more cycles. So the more female streamers we have, the more female gamers we have, the more that are out there. I think that's really gonna help kind of push towards that future of seeing more dominant female players. Yeah.
And you are definitely starting to pay the way and all that stuff. I see it every single day. And all you with Jen and so many other female streamers and all that stuff. And I absolutely freaking love it and all that stuff. I'm a big supporter of female streamers, female gamers, all that stuff. I just I always want to see you guys succeed and all that stuff. Especially, because, y'all can kick my ass if you want, like go on a 1v1. Like I went on a 1v1, a few months back with, Lexi and, kicked my ass in Plaza and all. I kicked her ass in freaking, an octagon though. All right. So I got that on her, but Plaza, she kicked my ass and all that stuff. But I do definitely look forward to seeing a lot more female gamers, female streamers, and all that stuff out there and putting it out there because you got to understand, like every single one of us that are out there streaming every single day, gaming every single day, we are, without even knowing it, putting an influence on people.
Yeah, 100%.
And all that stuff. And if we don't try to put forth an effort and all that stuff, that guy or girl that thinks that they can do it won't put forth that effort if we don't put forth that effort. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it's a continuous cycle, and like I said, from when I first started doing this stuff, I have seen my friends list has grown in terms of females, girls playing, girls competing. I had held a long time ago. I held a tournament, and that was some girls' first ever tournament. And I've seen like a lot of these girls that I found, like they've come. A lot of them have grown and come such a long way, and I love seeing their progress as players. I love seeing them, their communication skills
Dreamy and Command Station is one of them, right? Or one of the two of them, right? Since that tournament that you did.
Oh no, not Dreamy. Dreamy had always been around. Command Station. She didn't play in the tournament that I'm talking about.
Okay.
She kind of came out after that.
Okay.
But she is one that I had seen since like 2017. She grew a lot. Crandapus, who changed her name to Whimzu, do not agree with the name change. She's grown a lot since the beginning that I met her. Lady Echidna, I have seen her grown tremendously as a player, as a streamer. When I first met Minx, actually, she got into the community during FPL. She's grown a lot. Generic, Madam Carnage, they've come a long way. I've seen Lexi grow a lot. Curly Christina, Ramkips. I mean, I could name so many girls. I mean, obviously you have Queen, who's been around forever. You have Janelle, been around forever. Miss Audie, she's grown a long way. I mean, when I first met her, she was like a diamond player. She has grown so much since then. Then you have Divine Damsel, always been like a strong slayer. She grew a lot. She's been pretty strong and dominant all throughout Halo 5. And not to leave anybody out, I've seen so many girls grow. Sundays, Justice Savage, she was just she kind of just got into Halo last year. She had made a lot of growth. I've seen lots of girls, and not trying to leave anybody out, have just grown in so many ways.
Get all those shout outs out. I'm just joking. Hey, there's so many.
There's too many to mention.
There's so many out there that you really cannot freaking like put anything less than the other and all that stuff and all. It's like when, like when Jen, like I think it was probably about a year and a half ago now. I was playing and I was doing my, like back in the day, I would always like be streaming and then I would like bring up somebody else's stream and like basically talk about them and be like, hey, great person, great stream and blah, 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 and all that stuff. Jen, I brought her stream up or whatever and all that stuff. And I'm still a nobody, but freaking, when I brought her up, I was like, with the way she played, and a couple times I've gone against her and stuff like that, I was like, watch, this girl's going to be partner within a year and all that stuff. This girl's going to be freaking partner. She's going to get the recognition. And it was probably about a year later, she got partnered. And now she's with grassroots and all that stuff and all.
Yeah.
And she put forth that effort and all that stuff. And I'm hoping, you said you had a 3-4-3 freaking little convo the other day. Hopefully that's, hooking you up with some stuff, hopefully. You want to talk about that at all?
Oh, I haven't had any conversation and I don't know what it's about or what to do, and it's nothing that I could talk about in the first place.
I got you.
Yeah, no.
Trying to get a little inside scoop here.
Nah, I have no idea. It could be something community related. I don't really know what it is, and even if when I do find out, I actually can't talk about it.
Right. No. I got to try. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I feel that, you should be within the freaking all of that and with what you've done for the Halo community and all that stuff. So,
well, it's hard. I'm a big critic of myself, and I don't personally, like in terms of being a grassroots, I don't think I'm one of the more deserving ones at the moment, just simply because of, through a lot, like with my stream, I used to be a lot more dedicated. I go through phases. Like when I first started streaming, if I kept up when I first started streaming, if I kept that up, I know my stream would be, I would say I would be grassroots worthy. My stream would be a lot greater, but I really burnt myself out. What I was streaming a lot in 2016. I wasn't working at the time, so I was streaming 10 to 15 hours a day. People they're going to bed, they wake up, I'm there. People love that. And I was getting a lot of followers, but I kind of really burnt myself out. It was bad on my eyes. It was bad on my knees because I sit in dance style. And it's just a lot. And I went through phases, things happen in life that kind of take me away from streaming, or didn't feel like streaming, or, when you work early, it's not always the same schedule, but I do love streaming, and maybe one day I'll feel like I'll be there. I don't feel like I'm deserving of it. I do appreciate it. I think there's a lot of other people who really put in more effort than I have. I don't, do extra content. That's, there's a lot of things that I feel like as a streamer that I could grow and change if I'm trying to be more serious about it. YouTube content, clips on Twitter, community play dates, more interactivity, more consistency, streaming schedule. So I'm aware of those things. It's a matter of how serious I'm trying to take it,
I'm just saying, hold on, is my mic? All right, there we go. I'm just saying that you have so much potential.
Thank you.
It's what I'm saying. Is that you have so much potential. Yes, you have the same laziness as what I like to call it. Laziness on like putting different things out there. Like I've done what like 7 freaking podcasts so far, and I've done 0 YouTube freaking uploads on them so far, and all that stuff. And I could have uploaded, and who knows, I could have people from YouTube coming in, wanting to know who I'm interviewing or having a podcast with, whatever, that kind of deal. I don't post a whole lot of stuff on like TikTok, and I don't freaking post a whole lot on Instagram and stuff like that, and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, you definitely have the potential there. I believe in you, and that's one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to make sure that you came on this podcast. It's because
I appreciate it.
I want to showcase you. Been like, hey, this girl's nice.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right. So I know you're with SWAT. You work with SWAT Nations. You've done a couple of little SWAT Nation freaking nameplate things and all that stuff with them and all that stuff. Now you're an actual member, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. What other orgs do you work with? Hydra, I believe you said, right?
Yeah, so right now it's just been SWAT Nation and Hydra. Hydra, I'm a streamer for. I have kind of helped him with tournaments and stuff in the past. A cutie, she was running and organizing tournaments for them a lot. But I've also kind of helped with that. But mostly I'm just a streamer for them. And then it's just I'm a team member of SWAT Nation. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, SWAT Nation. I love and adore SWAT Nation and all that stuff and all. How much bullshit have you had to deal with within the SWAT Nation with like different people and all that stuff?
Like
like members being too toxic and stuff.
You mean like community members?
Yeah.
For me personally, a lot of the normal like community members of SWAT Nation, a lot of them are really supportive, really awesome. I think probably some of the other team members of SWAT Nation have probably dealt with more toxicity in the community than I have that probably handled that. I know there had been a guy going around who was coming into a lot of SWAT Nation member streams, other girl streams, been harassing people for years, making fake nap times accounts, making fake accounts. Back when Prof was part of it, he used to have this guy come to stream. So we dealt with that. Overall, I don't think I haven't really dealt with too much toxicity. Actually, like if I'm playing SWAT, a lot of times I get people saying, "Oh, I love SWAT Nation." Like thank me for the tournaments that we do. I haven't dealt with too much toxicity or drama. I know there has been some that's existed. Nothing that I've, like I said, really had to handle. I think a lot of the SWAT community people are really great, and that's kind of its own little circle of Halo SWAT. People have a lot of passion for SWAT. They love it. Yeah, so I don't have too much negative things to say on that. And I love all the team members. Love all of them except nap time she smells.
Well, if you take a shower once in a while and pick up freaking the dishes in the room, right? Freaking I think it was what the other day or whatever. Ashley, it was a few months back probably. Ashley was complaining about all the cups and stuff that was sitting.
Oh yeah, I feel like I've seen this multiple times.
And all that stuff. It's like, dude, like at least put the stuff in the sink so that it's easier for her to clean up. All right. Personally, for me, I don't do dishes if I'm in a relationship. Personally, all right, nothing, whatever, because it's like
part of the contract.
Well, yeah, it's part of the contract. I take out the trash, you do the dishes. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Fair. That's fair.
Like I always like whenever I'm in a relationship, I'm always the one that cuts the lawn. I'm always the one that takes out the freaking trash. I love dealing with lawn care, even though all right. So my girlfriend. I spent the last weekend with her, and she had to cut the lawn, and I was like, "Hey, we need to weed and feed your lawn because you haven't done it for this year yet, and all that stuff." And she's like a month behind. I was like, "Hey, let's go get some weed and feed, whatever, that kind of deal." And I was like, "I'll cut the lawn. I'll do that, whatever. If you want to do any kind of yard work, you can do the weed eater. Weed eater takes 20 minutes, and I had already taken out the trash and picked up all whatever and organized the dishes in the sink and whatnot because I'm a neat freak. Like if you can't tell behind me, I try to keep things as organized as possible, and I go out there, I cut the lawn and all, and she's like, damn, that's a pretty straight freaking line. So I was like, yeah, because it's my job. It's my job as the man in the relationship and all that stuff. And all, and it's like that's the reason why I'm like, hey, I don't do dishes. I don't do dishes. I'll do the lawn.
It's fair. It's a compromise.
Some people would not necessarily agree with that. That's on you. That kind of deal. But
I think as long as like chores and
there's a
things are being
compromise.
split, yeah.
Like you said, as long as there's a
As long
compromise.
as one person's not just doing everything, like that just can't be.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Because it's like I have no problem in doing laundry if I have to or whatever. But most of the time, I don't really want to. But
I mean, who really wants to do laundry? I mean, they're right. Actually,
especially the folding side of it, right? Nobody ever wants to fold their laundry. Nobody.
Yeah, I'm fine with just throwing it in a basket, but
it's just like you have your clean basket, you have your dirty basket, and they switch sides, every so often. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody likes freaking doing folding the laundry. There, no problem in washing it, no problem in putting it in the dryer, but then when it comes to pulling it out of the dryer and putting it in the drawer, it's just like, I'll just keep it in the basket. And I'll pull from the basket throughout the week. You know? I do that all the time. All right. All right. We've gotten to the subject we talked about a little bit before.
Okay.
All right. We've gotten to the subject to talk about a little bit before. All right. Hot tub streaming. All right.
Okay.
Now, this is my opinion because I'm going to bring out my opinion first. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you.
I was going to bring out my opinion first on it. Okay. And then you say what you got to say. My thing is, they're not breaking TOS. All right. They're not breaking TOS. Now, do I think that it's a good representation for women? No, not at all. All right. But they're not breaking TOS. And those people that are putting out there, hey, they're stealing my views, especially guys. Guys right now are doing it. They're stealing my views. No, they're not. Because guess what? Most of these guys are freaking horn dogs. Most of these guys are freaking, little teenagers, freaking young, dumb, and full of cum, and just don't know what to do with themselves. And instead, mommy and daddy can't freaking let them watch freaking porn, so they're over here watching these hot tub time machine freaking little things, and going from there. Now, do I feel that it should be shown? No, not necessarily. No, I don't. But are they breaking any rules? Are they stealing views from anybody? No, I do not feel that they are. Your opinion?
I'm pretty much on agreement with you. Does it need to exist? No. Is it a great representation? No. But in the same breath is just because that female does that should not define. Like nobody should ever say, "Oh, this female does this, so this is what all females are like." That no. Just because that girl wants to be in a bikini and stream in her hot tub and talk to her chat, hey, if it works, it's working for her. Do I agree with it? Do I think it's just not necessarily? But if it's working for her, I'm not gonna hate on her. That's her business. That's not my business. That's not me. It doesn't affect me. And for guys, no, she's not taking your views. 9 times out of 10, like when guys are saying this woman, whether it's a bikini streamer, whether it's a girl who's like just playing Overwatch, they're not stealing your views because the people that are watching them for who they are. Whether it's because, they want to see that bikini content, whether they want to see a female specifically play, they weren't going to watch you in the first place. It isn't breaking to us because it's like they're wearing the attire of the environment. I saw a girl at a beach in like a little thong bikini. She's at a beach, so she's allowed. She's at a beach and she was sculpting stuff in the sand. Oh, she was doing Lara Croft like beach adventures or something like that. Not breaking TOS.
Well, you also got those other things where freaking like the women that do the body paint and stuff like that. and
Yeah, I
all
haven't
that
seen that. I
stuff.
haven't watched those.
Oh yeah, they're out there.
I've heard of them, but
I've heard of them. Like I haven't watched. Okay, like I'm a horn dog, but I'm not that much. But freaking I've heard of them and all that stuff and all, and I think there was one a long time ago or something like that that ended up not doing the nipple pasties and all that stuff, and I think that got her in trouble for that and all that stuff. But because most of the time they always do the nipple pasties and all that stuff, and that's it's again not breaking TOS and all that stuff. And I think that's what really like bothers a lot of people, and especially guys and all that stuff, is because they're like, oh, there's this titty streamer or whatever and all that stuff, and they're still in the view. And we've already said it. They weren't going to come to your stream in the first place.
right.
They weren't going to come to your stream in the first place. They're going to freaking go to this stream and all because that's the only thing that they're interested in and all that stuff. Most people that come to your streams, they want to they want to see good gameplay about a female, or freaking they want to see freaking good interaction within the party, stuff like that. Those people, whatever, like they're not coming to your streams in the first place,
Well, and I think the other thing is too, like whether these claims of people saying females are stealing views in general. First off, is that what? Yes, some people are more likely. There are people who are more likely to, oh, it's a female stream, because females are still less in the gaming community. So it's more, oh yeah, I want to see this girl play. Now that all being said, if you are as a guy, like you could say, oh, maybe it's a little, the females have it a little easier. You could say that, but not always. There's other negatives and cons.
It's now, the retention. It's the retention, though.
As a guy streaming, are you interactive with your chat? What's the quality of your stream like? What are you doing when you're playing? Those things all matter. Like if I've seen people who they don't have a camera on. They're not. Which granted, there are streamers who've made it big without cameras. That's not necessary. But I'm saying you don't have a camera.
Bounds one, I think. If I remember.
And I think I don't really watch him. He's very popular. That Dakota, I believe. I don't know if he just started. I don't know if he used, but he didn't used to. He's a very popular streamer. Not in Halo.
DK.
Yeah. I think I don't think he uses a camera.
Well, he just started using. He just started using it within the last year.
And well, actually, when I first started streaming, I actually didn't use a camera at first either. And I was I was getting views. But that being said, they don't have camera. Don't really hear him interacting with the chat. Don't see him interact. They don't play with the people. It's all about what people want. Obviously, yes, they want to watch the pros play. They want to see good gameplay. Or if someone has like precaution stream has been blowing up. He's a very entertaining. I don't know if you've seen his streams. He does them late at night. Very entertaining guy, very funny, and he's doing things for the community.
Oh, the bodybuilder, right? Bodybuilder? Yes. Yeah. I've been in this a couple of different times. Honestly, I don't. Maybe it's because of the time that I was in there. I think he was getting a lot of trolls or something like that, and it seemed like kind of toxic during that time.
He's not. He's a very, very nice guy.
Right,
he likes the community, but I can see.
Like when I popped in there, he had just been recently dealing with trolls and stuff.
Okay.
And I popped in there, and you know my slogan, get some, and I put that in there, get some, and he's like, oh, this is another freaking troll, not realizing.
I can see that how that
and I that little bit of interaction I had with him and all that stuff and all. The bodybuilder side of things, personally, I've never had a good relationship or a good friendship with bodybuilders, male or female, personally, because they always seem to be kind of pompous about themselves. But that's the reason why I went in there and I was like, let me see what this guy's about. I think I went in there like maybe an hour later or something like that, and he seemed really kind of chill. But it's like right now I'm kind of up in the air on like how he is, but he has definitely been making waves. I've definitely been seeing that.
He's actually a very nice guy. He is very, very chill. He likes to have laughs, so he'll drink. He puts up money for matches, so he's kind of like giving the community entertainment.
Yeah, I
Probably
did
came
see
in at a
that in
great
Twitter.
time.
I did see
But
that in Twitter as far as the tournament he's trying to
But he
do.
has some but the point is that he has content that people are wanting, that people find him entertaining. He is also doing something for the community. So you have people like that. People, you have people who do community nights, who play with their people. They're very interactive with their streams. There's something they have going there. Some people have really great production, whether it's music, whether it's like just things going on their stream, the graphics, backgrounds and stuff. There's different things that people have to their stream. There's different reasons why people go.
Their own little
Just
niche.
Right,
Yep.
and there's different reasons. Like I said, you're gonna watch a pro play because they're a pro, and some of them are also very entertaining as people. And also being a pro player, they're probably more used to like talking to people and stuff like that. Um,
Even though, like for me, like what you're talking about pro players. Personally, for me, I don't really watch a lot of pro player streams, and the main reason why for that is because they don't, for the most part, they don't really interact with their stream at all,
I think some are better than others. Other
and
people,
all that
well, that's the
stuff.
hard thing too.
So it's
Competitive
hard to
players,
do that.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of competitive players, and I have it as a disclaimer in my chat when I'm doing
Mhm.
eights, when I'm doing tournaments. I I'm not gonna be interacting. I have a disclaimer that I'm gonna always see my chat. There was a time where I think at one point a long time ago, I think I got a host from Roy, and my notifications sometimes don't always work, like the alerts or the notifications. I was in the middle of of eights. I'm zoned in, and I have people like, oh, ungrateful streamer, not interacting with chat. When I'm doing something competitive, I know after the game, yes, I will interact with you. If I'm doing a tournament, I will interact with you. If I'm doing a tournament, it's actually very disrespectful to my teammates to talk to you while I am playing, and it's not focused. And I've had times where I got to where I have to actually put my chat down because I will see the chat. Like I could be in the middle of a game, in the middle of a tournament, I can see the chat going up.
Yep.
Yep. So minimize that. Now, if I'm doing something, I'm playing big team battle, I'm playing Warzone, I'm playing chill matchmaking, I'm playing single. I'm very interactive in single player games, or like when I'm playing Phasmophobia, I try to read. I do need to get something where I can like customize a button so I can mute people. Now, that being said, like some pros, yeah, they're not as good about interacting with the chat. There are some I think that are. Like I think actually like Bound talks to his chat like quite a lot actually.
Mhm.
He's one that does, for an example.
Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, it's like there's been like one or two times I've come into your chat, and I've gone get some, and then I realized, oh shoot, this is custom eights. I don't really realize it because like most of the time I was like joining in when you're already in a match, and I was like, why is she not talking? I was like, hold on, let me wait until this match is done, and then I see custom eights, or I see the kill feed, and I'm like, oh, the kill feed was showing nothing but women streamers there. I was like, oh, she's in ladies freaking customs right now, and I've said it in the chat. I'm going to lurk now. Just we're good, like and all that stuff because like you give me that look of like, come on, worm. You know what's going on. Like you don't even say nothing. You're just like,
um,
and then you go back to your game and all that stuff. And like that kind of stuff is cool. It's just like I think for the most part, most pros, they're always in custom matches pretty much.
well, yeah, I think yeah.
And all that stuff. And they're always just focused on doing their call outs and trying to get better at the game. It's nothing against them at all. Nothing against them at all. It's just for me, because I am an entertainment kind of person and all that stuff and all. I'll be in there like 10, maybe 15 minutes to watch a couple games, hopefully see a good jump or whatever, something that I might not have known, that kind of deal, for me to maybe practice a little bit later or something. But for me to stay in there for hours like that, I can't do it personally. I can't do it.
Right.
All that stuff.
I think it depends because like I've seen it depends on what's going on. I've seen like when Snakebite would stream, usually he'll stream matchmaking and he interacts with his chat and he'll even break down gameplay and stuff like that. Saying I would go to his chat, he was very interactive. It depends and depends on what they have going on, but it also comes down to what you as a person, what you're looking for. So when they're people there are people, they want to watch pro gameplay, they want to see how they play when it gets better. So this goes go back to what people are looking
personal
for.
Preference, personal preference,
and what they bring to the table. So some of these people who are claiming you're stealing my views, look, what are you bringing to the table? Are you
Right.
bringing professional quality gameplay? No. Well, you're already not a female, so you're not going to bring any of that to the table. Sorry. Are you interacting with your chat? Are you playing with your community? Like, do you have to sit there? Are you producing extra content? Like, what is it that you're trying to bring to the table? Are you just solo streaming competitive twos and not talking? That's not
Right.
really, but you're not at a pro level. Not really gonna,
Right.
you don't have a
I'm
camera on, people can't see your interactions, your facial expressions, you know?
well. Yeah. I mean, in a way, I'm kind of like a prime example on this. What's your analogy that you're saying? Okay. All right. When I'm not like super drunk, I'm very entertaining. I suck at the freaking game, but I'm entertaining. And like you yourself and a few other people will hang out just to see that. You know what I'm saying? But then when I get super freaking drunk and I'm dying all the freaking time and I'm not even talking to chat anymore,
Right, it's just, yeah, people are gonna leave.
it's like, dude, leave. Like they're going to leave in waves and all that stuff. And which is, it took me personally a while to even realize that. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it's because I'm so super freaking drunk or whatever. Because everybody knows me as a drunk freaking streamer and stuff like that. The guy that likes to freaking play games sometimes is good at the game, but most of the time I just act a fool, you know? But when you get to that point of like where you're not even saying anything or doing
Yeah.
anything and all that stuff, then it's like, why am I going to stay there? You know? And that's what doesn't bring the follows. That's what doesn't bring the community that you want to build.
And I think that's just when these people are saying, "Oh, you're stealing my views." I think really it's just that they're looking for something to blame for their own inadequacies, and it's really you have to look at yourself. If there's someone who's like I've been streaming longer than people who have grown past me. But it's about I know I haven't always streamed consistently. Sometimes I'll stream every day and then I stop. I'm not putting out content on YouTube. I'm not doing highlight clips. I'm not playing with the community. I'm doing certain things. I'm streaming. Some people they, like when I started streaming MCC, they preferred to watch Halo 5. They didn't really want to watch MCC. My viewers had dropped. Now, not during the SWAT Nation play event, I had a lot of people, but in the past over the years. So why I haven't grown as much or why my viewership is what it is, that's on me. And that's what, these guys are saying, you're taking my views. No, look at yourself, figure it out. And not everybody is going to grow. Everyone's trying to make it as a streamer. So you're going to have to figure out if you want to make it as a streamer, then you have to figure out what is your niche, what is going to bring people to you, and stop blaming other people because you're literally just looking for something to be petty about and something to blame, but it's not their fault.
You are blaming other people for your own inadequacies.
That's really what it comes down to,
and stuff like that, and that's really what it really does and stuff. I was talking about how like apparently I lost like a bunch of followers before we and I know it was because I got too freaking drunk last night. And they're not used to that stuff, and whatever. All right, fine. I'm not your type, and maybe I shouldn't have not been that fucked up, But I did in stream compared to what I used to do when I first started streaming. When I first started streaming, I wouldn't even be able to see straight, and I was I was still freaking going. You know what I'm saying? I was still going, and people were like, "Man, you need to stop doing that," and I'm like, "Nah, whatever, man," and I would complain about different things and all that stuff, and now that I've kind of like gotten older and understood a little bit more and seen all these people that are doing it the right way and all that stuff, and it's like, you know what? No, that was definitely me. It's definitely the way I was bringing myself out, that kind of deal. And that's what a lot of streamers are not seeing and doing these days at all.
I agree.
So, all right, let's go personal. All right. So, You ever play any high school sports or anything like that?
No, I am a boring person. I did not do any high school sports. I had interest in I had interest when I was younger. Like I had wanted to play volleyball, I wanted to play tennis, but back then, like in terms of like financial things with my parents, I whenever I'd find out, oh, like you have to pay for this camp, you have to do that, like I would like just not do it or not ask because I didn't want to, kind of put the burden on them. So I never really reached out. I wish I did. Would have loved to be a little bit more athletic, but no, I didn't do any sports.
Bookworm.
I mean,
I,
yeah,
I,
I mean,
I'm sorry, you bring the
middle.
bookworm gaming vibe to me. Okay, come on, just look at yourself.
I mean, it's the glasses. It's the
Yeah.
glasses. I didn't have glasses back then. I got fine grades. I mean, if I had, I know that I could have probably, easily excelled with, 4.0s or whatever if I had studied a lot. I go through phases. Um, and I also had went through phases where like certain classes were easy, or there's times where I was like, okay, if you're doing well here, we'll promote you to the next level, and they never did that for me. So then that gets kind of boring. My favorite classes were orchestra. I did play the violin, have not touched it since I graduated. So I've thought about buying
Okay.
one and getting back into it, but I haven't touched it since 2008. But
I
orchestra was
actually
one of my favorite
tried learning the
classes.
piano when I was growing up.
I would love to learn piano, but I
I
don't.
tried, but I was too stupid. So
But I did play violin. I should get back into that. I loved art. I used to love art. Creative writing. So orchestra, art, creative writing. French. Can I speak French? No. I did skip a year and I went back to it, but I love the French class. So French, art, creative writing, orchestra, and then English were my favorite classes. I hated math. I hate math. I detest math.
I see
Oh,
like
and
when
music theory. I liked my music theory class that I had.
see like when me growing up, I was always like the math, science, and history.
I do like science.
I was always math, science, and history. I want to know how things work, and then I also wanted to know what happened in our past. I think in a way, because a little bit of all of that kind of works with like forestry. If you think about it, because like you got to think about math as far as like the way the trees go and all that stuff, greenery around and all, but then also the history because like what was it? What used to live on this land before I even stepped on it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, like I
Yeah, that's
think
cool. Isn't it?
I I think if it wasn't for like me getting into mechanics, because like mechanics has to deal with freaking all that math stuff and whatnot. But I'm a mechanic, railroader by trade and all that stuff. And Marine Corps, whatever, all that. But I think if I didn't get into any of that, I probably would have been like a forester and being out in the nature and stuff like that. Because I love freaking nature and being out in the woods. It's like I'm actually starting to think about becoming like an RV guy. So like instead of having this apartment living in, I'll be living out of an RV and
Oh, like
all.
traveling. Like there's
Yeah.
people who do that.
Well, not necessarily traveling all the time, but like and Hackington's. I don't know if you know him too well, but Hackington's he's turned into be a boondocker and traveling everywhere and all that stuff. He's apparently here in Indiana right now, and I've been trying to message them and was like, hey, let's meet up. At least do a photo op. But that hasn't happened yet. But no, not necessarily that, but like go to RV parks, go KOAs, go to look at different little things and just like be in nature and learn um, different little things. Because I love, like, I believe in a philosophy of like, if you're not learning something new every single day, then you're wasting a life. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, I don't know. I don't know. No freaking games? Seriously? Not even softball?
No,
Dang.
I'm a boring person.
Like I would have thought that you would have played some softball, like shortstop or something.
No.
Seriously, like I would have thought that personally. Oh well. I kind of ran out of everything. Um,
We covered a lot.
we did. We did. We covered a whole hell of a lot. Anything you want to ask me or anything? Like test me, baby. Because I'm kind of open book already, and already freaking done.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were just kind of chatting.
It's all good. All right, guys. Hey, we are going to be ending this right here, guys. All right. We have the amazing Victoria. That is her Twitter account right there in the stream. Definitely go follow her. All right. What?
You said Victoria.
Veronica.
Type Veronica, but you said Victoria. I just
Veronica, sorry. Veronica. I was like, what did I mess up on? Veronica. Sorry, Victoria, Veronica, it's close. But Veronica, she's an amazing lady. She plays a lot of Halo and all that stuff. I've been playing a lot of other games and all. Normal hours you play?
My normal hours? Varies. You could probably catch me a lot of times after 9 p.m. It does vary. But definitely after like 6 p.m. and on. But definitely I've been doing a lot of like 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 a.m. type of things. But I'll say 6 p.m. and on.
Okay. And days normally?
Once again, it varies. I'm usually playing almost every day. Am I streaming? Not always. Lately, more consistently though. But
so a little bit of random and stuff like that.
But it is pretty random. I'm not consistent. I'm horrible.
But yeah, definitely check her out. She does female customs pretty much on the regular in a way, I think, for Halo 5 in the past, definitely. And yeah, other than that, any final thoughts?
No, I had a really good time. Covered a lot. I did forget to mention
what
I don't have it's not official yet. I'm kind of working out, but we're looking at the end of June. I'm going to be holding a ladies Halo 5 draft style tournament.
Okay.
Where we will once the signups end, we figure out who's all playing. We're gonna, as a group, we'll vote on the captains, and the captains kind of take turns drafting their teammates. We're looking for a $5, $10 buy-in per player. And that'll all go to the prize pool. So I'm working on that. You'd ask me if I had anything going on. I didn't, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get something going, and I made something. I'm having something going. So
there you go.
Halo 5 ladies.
I was wondering why I was seeing all the tweets. I was like, I got her thinking now.
Well, we hadn't had anything for a while. I didn't really know. Hydra's been kind of going to be hiatus. They're going to be helping me with a little add to the prize pool a little bit on top of the entry fee, so that'll be nice. And then FPL was going to come back, but I haven't heard anything from them. And I just figured, kind of in the stale, dry time, you did kind of get my gears going, so let's do it. So we're gonna have that going on.
Little bit to look
forward to.
All right. Hey, again, I appreciate you. I love you and all that stuff. And hopefully we can do this again. Okay.
Yeah, had a great time. Thank you.
All right, I'm hanging up now.